Hi guys, Owen here from Leveling Equipment Services. We're just doing a series of tutorial and training videos on iCON 3D, which is Leica Geosystems 3D GPS machine control system. Okay, so a little bit about the company. Work for Leveling Equipment Services. We're based out in Selbridge in Kildare. We're the only Leica Geosystems machine control dealer in the Republic of Ireland. Okay, so if you have any issues or if you have any questions on anything Leica machine control, please do get in touch. I'll post some company details at the end of the video. So what we're going to do today is just a brief introduction on the iCON 3D software platform. And then we're going to do, like I said, we're going to do a series of videos. So we're going to break down each sort of menu into each separate video so we can go through it briefly and hopefully answer any questions or problems that you might have. So today we're just going to touch on tools to start off. So as you can see, this is your home page or main menu, if you will, on your iCON 3D software platform. Once you power up your panel, if you're working to iCON 3D, you will see this on your screen. So as you can see, you have 6 sort of segments. You have tools, dig, create surface, 2D, settings, and project. So like I said, I'm going to do a video on each of these. 2D, I'm working on a laptop simulator at the moment. I can't do anything on 2D on the simulator, but I will do a separate video on a demo model I have of a 2D system on that. We can do it on that in more depth. Can show you bucket calibration, stuff like that, that will come in handy. So we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna start off with tools. So tools mainly, just select it here now. The main reason you're going to go into tools is data transfer, as you can see in this menu here. That's the main reason. File manager, you might go in just to view what files you brought in or what you have on the actual panel. So you have 6, again, sort of sub menus: file manager, survey, data transfer, about, password, and themes. You can't survey, we're not connected to GPS on the simulator, so we can't go into survey. Themes is basically, it's totally up to how you want this panel to look as you're using it. So it's operator preference. It's set to flat dark, so you can see here is sort of grey, or flat light should I say. Here is grey. Flat dark is different when you go into the panel, or when you go into the big screen should I say. iCON, they see there's a few different options. Totally up to yourself again, whatever way you want it to look. I'm just going to leave it on flat light. So that's themes really. Password, they don't come with a password set. So if you want to tick that required authorization, set a password, PIN code, verify the PIN code, then as soon as you turn on your panel in the mornings, you'll have to put in that PIN to operate the system. Again, totally up to yourself. If you feel the need to do it, work away. We won't. Blue arrow up the top left is always your way to back out of that menu. About is just information on your panel. So your software version you're running at the moment, or this panel is running, is 2.82.1. Build date. Lock ID is specific to each panel. This is a simulator, so it hasn't got a lock ID. So you will have numbers and letters here. Modules is, these are basically the licenses that you're permitted to use. So if you have, say, a 3D excavator, you have iXE3 dual excavator system, 2D iXE2 excavator system. You'll have a few things listed here in green. Okay, so anything you have here, you know, you can use. You don't need to go into that much. Don't worry about that. That's about, so file manager, we'll do data transfer first. Okay, so this is where you're going to come into if you want to bring in new models. So say your engineer has your USB stick, so you will get a USB with the system. You purchase a 3D excavator system, a panel and a USB specific to that panel. So engineer has your USB, puts new models into the right folder. He'll give you back the USB. You plug your USB into the panel, you go into Tools, Data Transfer, and USB Sync, okay? So see this progress bar. Now this takes a minute on the simulator, it won't take as long, shouldn't take as long for you. So this is basically reading the USB stick, the system is at the moment. It's going to take everything in that's on the USB. So say if you have your project name, if you have all your models underneath that project, if you have new models there that hasn't been brought in yet, it will bring them in. And after this reaches 100%, it will show you exactly what it's done. So what it's brought in and what has been taken off the panel. So when you sync on your USB, you have an in folder and you have an out folder. So when you do USB sync, anything new on the in folder comes from the USB onto the panel. And then when you sync the USB again, anything from the panel comes off the panel and onto the USB into the out folder. So it takes stuff off it and it stores stuff on the USB every time you sync, just to be aware of that. So this is progressing here. Again, it's taking a minute on the simulator. This would be well done and all. If you were on an excavator, it would be up at 100%, you'd be working away. So you can see these warnings or notifications will come up. So already exists USB overwrite. No, you don't want to. No, you just select always use specified action. So in CDs here, I'll just show you this real quick. This should be finished here soon. So it's showing me exactly what. Just let this go to 100% and we can scroll up. Okay, I'm just going to go through this. So it's saying copying. So this is a file that I have on my USB. So it's copying that from the USB onto the system. Okay, so there's no issues with that. Same again, MC00 underscore .lin. See, these are all the same sort of folder or name, should I say, but there's different formats. So a .geo, .lin, .lmd, and a .prf. So you can scroll up and down to see what's happened. So see here, it says scanning USB and iCON 3D, please hold. Copying from iCON 3D to USB. Copying. So that's taking these files that are already on the panel and putting them back onto your USB. Okay, all okay, no issues there. Copying USB global folder, yeah. Copying from USB to iCON 3D. There was nothing new on that. If there was that new, say copying from USB to iCON 3D, it'd have a list of what was brought in. So that's it, 100%. There's no harm in reading through this just to see what's happened, what's brought in and what it's brought out. Click, select OK. So that's your USB sync. Backup really is the only one you need to go near. Backup is if you want to save all your settings on the machine that's on the panel or the cradle. You can select backup and then that will back up everything onto your USB. So if I select the USB, that's just taking all the machine settings and it's stored on the USB. So if there's an issue down the line, if the panel gets wiped or anything like that, it needs to be replaced, or the cradle is having an issue, you can just stick your USB back in and put the backup file in the in folder, USB sync, and then it will restore everything to as it was when you took that backup. Okay. File manager, then you can just go up into file manager to see what exactly has come in. So you see a few different file names here: LES Office, LES Test, a couple of these. So these are all my projects that I have at the moment. And so these are all sort of for training purposes, okay? So if I go select LES Office, this is telling me all the files that I have in that folder. Okay, so a few terrain models, a few road line models, .geo, DXF, okay. Sorry, file manager, LES Test. So you can see again, there's different folders, different files in that folder. You can select these, most of these folders, DXFs, say if it's a TRM, you can select them and delete them, okay? The .geo, you can select it and you can edit it, okay? So say if you have on a project, on a job, TRM, if you're taking points as you go for, say, as built, if you have to take 4 or 5 points, you store those points in the dig screen. And then if you go to that file that you created to store those points in, it will give you a list of the points. So if I go into points, it'll give me a list of the points that I've just taken and give you the northings, eastings, and height. Okay. There's a couple of lines in this one that I brought in. You can see, but there's no points. So it's handy to be able to do that. So the .geo, you can go in and just have a look at the points or lines that you've created in that project. Okay, so that's just your file manager, like that. You can delete a few bits out of it if you needed to. Let's say you just delete the LES test.hrf, that will be created again. So delete that, and then that's gone. Okay, just it's handy to be able to delete stuff off that if you're finished with it, if you're finished on a job, or if you're finished on a part of the project, you can just delete them off, keep up some free space. Okay, so that's tools really. There's not really much else to it. Like a Connex, we're not connected at the moment. It's basically Connex is a cloud-based software platform where you can transfer files and stuff over the internet basically. But we're not connected here now. It will show you that you're active and paired, but we're not at the moment. Other than that, there's not much else in tools. That's it. That'll do for the day. Basically, we will move on to settings next. And again, we go through project and create service and then into dig. So that's tools done. Okay, cheers guys. Thank you.